In the heart of the bustling city of New York, where the skyline pierced the heavens with its steel and glass monoliths, there lived a man named Alexander Hawthorne. Alexander was born into a life of privilege and opulence, inheriting a vast fortune from his family's investments in real estate and technology. Despite his wealth, Alexander found himself discontented with the shallow pursuits of the upper echelons of society. Surrounded by sycophants and gold diggers, Alexander longed for genuine connection and companionship. His heart yearned for something more meaningful than the hollow exchanges of his socialite circles. He dreamt of finding a love that transcended the boundaries of wealth and status. One evening, as he reclined in the plush confines of his penthouse apartment, gazing out at the twinkling lights of the city below, Alexander made a fateful decision. He resolved to shed the trappings of his affluent life and immerse himself in the world of the less fortunate. With a newfound determination burning within him, Alexander embarked on a journey that would forever alter the course of his life. Determined to experience life from a different perspective, Alexander adopted a disguise that would render him unrecognizable to those who knew him. Clad in tattered clothes and with a scraggly beard adorning his face, he took to the streets of New York, assuming the guise of a homeless man. At first, the harsh realities of life on the streets took Alexander by surprise. He encountered individuals struggling with addiction, mental illness, and despair. Yet amidst the hardships, he also witnessed acts of kindness and compassion that warmed his jaded heart. As Alexander navigated the labyrinthine alleyways and bustling thoroughfares of the city, he began to form connections with his fellow denizens of the streets. He shared meals with soup kitchen volunteers, listened to the stories of those who had fallen on hard times, and offered whatever assistance he could to alleviate their suffering. In the midst of his charade, Alexander encountered a young woman named Emily, who captured his attention with her radiant smile and compassionate spirit. Emily was a social worker dedicated to helping the homeless population of New York, tirelessly advocating for their rights and providing them with vital support services. Drawn to Emily's warmth and sincerity, Alexander found himself irresistibly drawn to her. He longed to reveal his true identity and declare his love for her, but fear held him back. What if she rejected him once she discovered the truth of his deception? Instead, Alexander resolved to continue his masquerade, contenting himself with stolen glances and fleeting encounters. He accompanied Emily on her rounds, offering assistance wherever he could and cherishing every precious moment in her presence. As their bond deepened, Alexander found himself torn between his desire for honesty and his fear of rejection. He knew that he could not keep up the charade forever, yet the thought of losing Emily's affection filled him with dread. One fateful evening, Alexander decided to dress neatly and take Emily on a walk, which was surprising to her, but as they walked hand in hand through the dimly lit streets of the city, Alexander's resolve finally crumbled. Unable to bear the weight of his deception any longer, he confessed the truth to Emily, baring his soul in a moment of raw vulnerability. To Alexander's astonishment, Emily's reaction was not one of anger or betrayal, but of understanding and compassion. She had sensed that there was more to him than met the eye, and his confession only served to deepen her admiration for him. With their hearts laid bare, Alexander and Emily embarked on a journey of discovery and self-discovery. Together, they navigated the complexities of love and relationships, transcending the barriers of wealth and status that had once divided them. As they forged a deeper connection, Alexander found himself experiencing a sense of fulfillment and contentment that he had never known before. With Emily by his side, he realized that true happiness could not be measured in material wealth or social standing, but in the simple joys of companionship and shared purpose. With the weight of his deception lifted, Alexander felt liberated in Emily's presence. Their love blossomed amidst the backdrop of the bustling city, as they embarked on adventures both mundane and extraordinary. Yet, the journey was not without its challenges. As Alexander reintegrated into his former life, he found himself confronted by the prejudices and expectations of those around him. His family and social circle were incredulous at his newfound affection for a woman they deemed beneath his station. But Alexander remained steadfast in his love for Emily, refusing to be swayed by the shallow judgments of others. With Emily's unwavering support, he weathered the storm of disapproval, finding strength in their shared bond. Together, they navigated the complexities of their relationship, learning to communicate openly and honestly with one another. Alexander discovered a newfound humility and empathy, as he gained a deeper understanding of the struggles faced by those less fortunate than himself. As their love continued to flourish, Alexander and Emily faced their most daunting challenge yet. A sudden tragedy struck, shaking the foundations of their relationship to its core. Emily's work had always been fraught with danger, as she navigated the perilous streets of the city in service of those in need. One fateful night, she found herself in the crosshairs of a violent altercation, leaving her gravely injured and fighting for her life. Devastated by the news, Alexander raced to the hospital Emily was admitted. As he sat at Emily's side, his heart heavy with fear and uncertainty. In the dim confines of the hospital room, he kept a silent vigil by her bedside, praying for her swift recovery. Days turned into weeks, as Emily's condition remained touch and go. Alexander struggled to maintain his composure, his faith tested to its limits by the specter of loss looming over them. Just when all seemed lost, a glimmer of hope emerged on the horizon. Against all odds, Emily began to show signs of improvement, her indomitable spirit shining through even in the darkest of times. As she slowly regained her strength, Alexander remained steadfast by her side, offering unwavering support and encouragement. Together, they embarked on the arduous journey of recovery, drawing strength from their love for one another. In the wake of adversity, their bond deepened even further, as they forged a shared sense of resilience and determination. With each passing day, Alexander grew more convinced that Emily was the love of his life, the one person he could not bear to live without. With Emily's health restored, Alexander and Emily emerged from the shadows of adversity, ready to embrace the future together. They made plans to leave the bustling city behind, seeking refuge in the tranquil beauty of the countryside. In the idyllic surroundings of their new home, Alexander and Emily found solace in the simple pleasures of life. They tended to their garden, took long walks in the woods, and reveled in the joy of each other's company. Freed from the constraints of their former lives, they embarked on a journey of self-discovery, savoring every moment of their newfound freedom. With each passing day, their love only grew stronger, as they embraced the possibilities of the future with open arms. As the years passed, Alexander and Emily's love endured, transcending the passage of time and the trials of life. Together, they weathered the storms of adversity, their bond unbreakable in the face of hardship. Their love story became the stuff of legend, a testament to the power of love to conquer all obstacles. In the hearts of those who knew them, Alexander and Emily's love lived on, a beacon of hope and inspiration for generations to come. And so, as they gazed into each other's eyes on a warm summer's day, Alexander and Emily knew that their love was eternal, a flame that would burn brightly for all eternity. In the end, Alexander's journey had led him to the greatest treasure of all, the love of a woman who saw him for who he truly was, and accepted him unconditionally. Together, they had forged a bond that transcended the boundaries of wealth and status, proving that true happiness could be found in the most unexpected of places. And as they walked hand in hand into the sunset, their hearts full of love and gratitude, Alexander knew that he had finally found his happily ever after. For in the arms of the woman he loved, he had found the true meaning of life, a love that would endure for all eternity.